Hey, what's up guys? This is PokerXpress, and we are back with another episode of Poker Hands.
When I have one of the hands you had against me and you have one of the hands against me, we're going to see how it goes.
Today, we're going to be taking a look over Phil Ivey's best hands from the final table of the $50,000 Super High Roller event from the 2020 Sochi Millions. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos on a daily basis.
Your career is finished. You are gone, gone, gone.
Let's jump straight into the action.
In Super High Roller, Sochi, event number 5, short deck. Final table is set, 7 remain. A couple short stacks, a couple big stacks.
Always a fan favorite, just a favorite in poker. Well, he is second in chips though, just ahead of Sam and Greenwood, but it is Mikhail Rudy leading the way, a Russian up top, Jeff. It's only right. And I was trying to think, like, you know, what was Phil Ivey up to here? And I think, you know, the guy with the jack said the covering stacks, he was still going to be in. I think he was just trying to get him, you know, give him a little needle, get him hot for the next hands.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's bad news for the rest of the field. First of all, pay jump, of course.
Right.
Next off, Yong won the 100K short deck main event at Triton with, what, 100 and a lot of entrants.
Yeah,
He was
over
very
100
tough player.
And
Also, last one in the field, I mean, just got a lot of chips now.
Look at the chip stacks though, Jeff. These
That's what I'm
four
saying. This is
have all got basically the same stack. With well, the others, the short stacks. Very interesting dynamic, and this is something I've been looking forward to seeing, Jeff, in a game like short deck where the equities run so close, and ICM even more of a consideration, because you can't get it in as an overwhelming favourite in this game like you can in regular Hold'em. How are these guys going to adjust?
You think Kerry would have called? He would have called the queens, right, if he had folded jacks?
Yeah, he's scoring. Look at this. We have 2 king jacks, 2 queen tens, another queen. Wykin out in front of an ace. And considerably out in front. Everyone's got each other's outs.
Ten's feeling good a little bit with the queen 10.
Yeah, I mean both. Everyone in this hand is feeling okay, bar Mikhail. Just has that third pair, nothing else going on.
Somehow ace-9 in the lead. Cat's taking a shot here.
Stepping out off the short stack. I like it. He's got a 10. No one has piped up with any hand pre-flop, so the only hand he's really worried about is Jack 10. Like I say, he's got a blocker. And he's going to get some credit off the short stack, I think, Jeff. I like it a lot. Phil senses something, but...
Well, he's got a blocker as well.
This is Phil completely on it today. I mean, he knows. I think he knows, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just...
He knows something ain't right. Wow, that's class from Carry Cats.
How much I love the ace-9.
And this was this too much ICM.
No way.
Talking about that hand. He says he's going to limit that thing for about 20 times. He didn't think he's won once.
Yeah.
Couple of limps, queen 10. Mikhail can't king 6 off in the cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he was talking about it, I quit playing.
He's getting 10-1, but
Every time I get
this
up,
hand just doesn't play well, does it, Jeff?
Yeah, can't see a lot of benefit for this. Pretty sick feeling for Rudy here, who was short on the bubble, held, then knocked Paul out, then was chip leader coming to the final table. He was
Right.
1 river card, 2 outs, as we were told by Kerry, and he knew. And well, as he was sweating it, he had to fade 2 outs to be runaway chip leader. And now he's in the middle of the pack with a bunch of short stack superstars.
He's in the fight.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble here.
big swings.
Phil betting with his gut shot.
Is it yours or mine?
Sam had a position with the same gut shot.
Ah, I meant to order one of those from her.
Oh, I guess.
He's going to have a little look.
There you go.
Both have backdoor straight draw as well. Here it comes. 7 or jack now will give either the straight. Sam obviously check calling here. He's going to try and rep some other straights should they come. I think he would have taken off on a 7. Does now go check, check. 8 pairs up. Sam certainly have some stronger kings. Mum with a bet. Yeah, like king, queen perhaps. Would have check called a set, you'd imagine as well if he'd limped in with 9s. Oh, he's going pretty big. And we'll see, I suppose, Jeff, he has a 10, so he blocks. He has queen 10, so he blocks some of the hands he wants Phil to be bluffing with. So this sizing is really going after Phil's king X.
Yeah, it's such a sneak. The queen 10 on this board is pretty sneaky. If you make your, you hit the gut shot. Well, it's not on the turn. He's got the extra, but it's just, it sucks to be Phil here. You have like the worst hand you could have.
I'm having a good time. I like this spot.
And Sam gonna get it done. Chatting to game face here. He's got pretty good hand, and he's decides to, again the benefit of.
Wow, Ivey says no ICM here, pal.
I've had enough. He said, I see what you're doing. You got a big stack, and I'm gonna.
Wow. Harry Katz impressed. Sam Greenwood probably the opposite. Let's see how it works out. 2-1 favourite Ivey for the double up and to take the chip lead here in our 50k short deck. Ace Queen 10 while Greenwood just flops the joint. Well, Phil, he's heroed it off and he's been punished. He needs a king.
Don't say that in the flop in Georgia.
What an unlucky flop for Phil.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he's got
10 or an ace for the win. King for the chop.
This is short deck.
Phil Ivey, another final table.
Greenwood being forced to sweat. Oh, it is the 10.
Wow, the hard way. Holy Ivey right there, back in the game.
Ivey. Chip
What
leader.
a hand.
Sam Greenwood putting the pressure on the medium stacks. Phil Ivey having none of it. And
Gets ready for those 100k buy-ins coming up here.
there you go, we are down to 6. Aaron at the bottom with, 30 antes, but pretty close down the bottom. A couple of stacks in the middle. Phil Ivey still the leader here after that hero call with Ace Jack. And let's have a quick look, Jeff, and down his Hender Mob. I know not playing as many tournaments as perhaps he used to, but I was just checking. His last tournament win, May 2018. Could he get that sorted today? Interesting, he's continuing to limp, this time from the hijack. Ace King, and here we go. Mikhail jacks on the button, sees 2 limps into him.
Yeah, it's also a little different with the hijack limp versus under the gun limp. So Ivey's he's gonna get a little extra credit, and this may get jacks to bite here. And
It does.
does bite, but it's also for Ivey. It's like
He's snapping.
kind of you're trapping in a way, but it's just such a big hand.
It is a fair fight. You hear them say Ace King versus Jacks.
Big moment here.
Huge pot. 7.3 million chip pot. Jeff, and all this talk about Ivey, he loses this one. He's got just 500k behind.
Yeah.
West meets East.
Big moment.
King 10-8. Ivey looking good. Of course, not many cards that don't give Mikhail extra
2 outs it says currently, but most likely on this turn that'll fly out.
He's gonna have something unless
Yeah.
the board pairs or it comes a 6. Well, it does come a 6. Here we go. The safest card in the deck for Phil. Just the 2 outs with 1 pull.
Safe.
Safe indeed. And Miko, well, he had a roller coaster ride in this final table.
Yeah.
Jack's really the hand that's cost him both times.
You're happy with that? You're chip leader right now, buddy.
And
You think?
I think he was chip leader
More
before
than half
that.
the chips in
I
play.
think he has his stack.
Like a raging bull.
It's a nice
Such a
watch
nice
he's
guy
got.
to
Nice
put bully
hand.
at the table.
I like that shirt, the PSG.
PSG, man,
Paris.
he's
That's a
repping.
cool logo with the. That's an dude. Look how that works. The
Blended
Jordan and the
logo.
A. Do you see that?
yeah,
And Ivey. This is unlucky because, I mean, he's got a big hand. He's shoving
Oh, wait.
super wide,
Oh,
but he
right,
happens to
yeah.
have a really good hand.
I saw the all-in button. I thought that was the actual button.
of course, PSG playing tonight. Maybe that's why he's got it on. Got their second leg matchup against Dortmund.
ICM.
I was going to worry about this
I'm gonna
matchup right
regret
now.
that
He
one.
needs help. All in with ace queen. White in with the ace king.
Probably the favorite. My favorite. I had 9-10. That's such a bad fold.
I had 10-8.
Who was?
Big pot this one, Jeff.
Oh,
3
yes.
million.
Yeah. No, it's
White
huge.
holds.
Why can't I miss it?
And if you're
Carries loving life.
Gary is excited just for the opportunity, 30% for a pay jump.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh, there it isn't.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait. Oh, no, yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait.
That's a huge flop
Very
for
good
White Kin.
flop.
Can end
Man, the
this one
door
for the
cards
club.
have been
Just
spicy.
Chop it up. Boom.
Carrie rooting for a chop actually. Doesn't want to see
Yeah,
Wyatt
he'd
Kin
take a
Young
chop.
double. That's the
Yeah.
nuts in style.
The flush for good measure.
Yep, that's right.
Mr. Ivey got the aces. Limps in. Sam checks back king out of clubs. Rut-row. This could be a big one, Jeff. We got top set against the nut flush draw and a pair.
Action. Top set Ivy, no big deal. What a board though. I mean, I guess for Greenwood, it's a little unlucky. He's got that pair flush draw. He's got to think, against the set. This is like the worst hand he could be against. Even like ace queen, his 8 would be live, but
Right.
or ace jack, he's got the whole shalada. But here, he's really just drawn to that flush. And for Ivy, a bit unlucky. Oh well, that
Wow.
actually now that is that's a sight you love to see if you're a Phil Ivey fan.
Quads for Ivy. Greenwood still with that nut flush draw. Remember, in this game, flush beats a house. So we can see Greenwood 0%, but he's going to think he's still doing okay in this
Gotta
one.
love it. Slip some rope, in case some. I mean, just pretty special stuff here. This is, I mean, if a flush runs out, if a club were to come, oh my goodness gracious, come on.
Wow, we have quads versus nut flush in short deck.
Wow. This is, honestly, I mean, is there any chance it
This
doesn't?
just goes in,
it's
right?
in.
It's
It's
in.
going in. How could it not go in?
If Ivy bets, Sam's going to raise, Ivy's going to jam.
This is insane. And Sam is thinking about Vegas and the Mirage, and this is the one that you don't get there. You're on your way and you don't get to in the door somehow. This is, I mean, there's just no other. I mean, it's just none. There's hand combination 1, right? All the other ones are houses.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, I guess you might think Phil could have a lower flush, but a full.
Right.
You know that a full house doesn't beat.
But you're going to raise up here. You're going to
You get raised and you just think
jammed in.
maybe
You're
Phil
gonna
has
be a
like the
bit
queen
sick,
high
but-
or whatever, not a flush, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to like it when he gets jammed on.
He's probably, I don't even
But you
think
got
he
the king
thinks
flush.
long. Wow.
Obviously, you lose the 10-9 of clubs and you lose the aces. Those are the 2 hands you can lose to here.
And if you're Phil, you lose, or
Same for Phil,
oh,
he
you lose
loses to the 10-9 of clubs and the king 10 of clubs. I mean,
no, king 10 of clubs, right? That's it.
sorry, yeah, king 10 of clubs only.
So there's
Pardon
one
me,
hand
yeah.
you lose if you're Phil, and
There's 2 if you're Sam.
yeah. So it's the biggest cooler you'll see, really.
Sam's going to feel sick, but he can't fold. Quads.
Wow.
Have some of that.
Wow. What a hand. I mean, this is a sick three-handed, 1 versus 2 stack in the biggest cooler you're going to see
That was
possible. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, that's crazy. What a run out. What a hand.
That is ludicrous.
That is absolutely nuts.
Only
Sam Greenwood, one of the best players in the world. Really fun to watch. Nice score for him, and that is...
Question is this, Phil Ivey, huge chip lead, 11.6 million, up against Yong, man with well, quite a pedigree in short deck himself. This could well be a good one.
I've never seen this logo. It's honestly, it's the sickest logo I think I've ever seen. The fact that,
You're going shopping?
that Air Jordan sponsors PSG and the A is the Eiffel Tower in the Paris, it's like, it's got to be the sickest.
It's perfect for you, huh?
I got to get it. It's a sick shirt. Like, I wonder when they signed with PSG and Jordan, I wonder if that was like, that logo was like already there before the deal was done, or if that like just came out and someone thought of it, you know? It just seems too obvious, but it's like, some things just work.
This one's going to work from Wykin. You'd imagine having a stab with the backdoor straight draws. I say imagine it's going to work. You're up against Phil Ivey.
It's going to stick on for another. Yeah, this is a...
Wykin now takes the lead with a pair of 8s.
So that's the trouble with Phil Ivey's hand here,
Right.
too, because even against a hand such weak as Jack-8 off, there's not a ton of great, just really no good cards other than a king or a 6 in your mind.
And now you'd imagine Phil going to bluff, and he's going to bluff straight into it. Wykin having hit run a 2 pair.
It's just going to get called. I don't think of any reason to raise here. But
No, there's no value in raising anything like Phil can have some better hands, and he has a little bluffs.
yeah,
No.
All right, Wykin, above 4 million. Here he comes, this time limping in, a much stronger hand, ace queen. Ivey checking back, king 8. Flop king 6-7.
ace, queen, king 8, top pair, Ivey. Pretty good flop for a modest king 8.
Yeah, plenty of backdoors.
Here's that ace, queen again. Just doesn't seem to get a lot of great boards until it does,
There
until
you
you
go.
hit your dream turn.
Although it does give Ivey that gut shot, of course, now. 9 for a straight, king or 8 for the winning hand. Goes check, check. Queen on the end, even better for Wykin.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run out for the ace, queen.
$3.75 the bet, and it's kind of an awkward spot for Phil.
Yeah.
I don't think he expects Wykin to necessarily have a hand like ace queen when he bets flop, checks turn, bets river, but he can have certainly king queen.
Phil's also got, 8-9's a gut shot, but he does have an 8 in there. He's for a straight, he'd have part of it. I think he's trying to think what is.
Phil could definitely have taken off on the turn, right? He has 8-9, and that would play this way, but he checked back turn, so it's hard for him to bluff now, I think.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, it just doesn't think Wykin has that many hands. See where Alex to call this one.
Yeah.
What king queen is the only really one, I guess, you'd expect to see there. So cool, very understandable, and you've got a king.
Were those bracelet events? How many did they get for those?
I'm not sure if they were or not, but then if you look here, he even got in the 2.5K. He went deep in that one again, short deck. A couple of short deck cashes in the Bahamas at the Millions World. Oh, yeah, he's been busy at short deck.
Oh, right. That's the one Leon won.
yeah.
And it wasn't, it was 14 and 15. It didn't qualify for a bracelet, but I know that's one Leon will take to be a highlight of his career.
Right,
Beating Ivey heads up. All right, so Ivey's been in form for tournament here. I didn't realize he was. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's not too long ago. And Yong is going to be speeding here with not a lot of a path. This is a hand he's not going to get to fold. This innocuous 8 ends up making Phil a pretty strong hand. And he is going to need some serious help on the river. I mean, there's a couple cards like a 6 or an ace that could. Oh my goodness.
How about 10?
Well, you just don't want to think that's in the realm of possibility, but this is a especially unfortunate run out for Phil.
The gin 10.
So it's all about sizing here. Phil calls the turn. You know, Phil has like an ace jack or ace queen in his hand, or a 2-pair combination. How can he get away? And he goes a little over half pot.
Yeah, it feels like these kind of hands, Jeff, where you don't block any pairs, straight to the one of the hands you like to size up with.
Yeah.
Your opponent can definitely have 2-pair. I mean, Phil's not falling for this sizing, is it? Ever.
Can't think so. He's definitely, his alarm bells are going up though. Off, like he loses to a fair amount of hands. Fair amount. The ace 2 pairs, the straight, which the straight you kind of just have to shrug, and like if your opponent really had a gut shot and gets it. The rare time bank for Phil. I see he's got a pile of them over there.
Yeah. Phil checking that button doesn't have that many strong hands, and I think this is one he just has to put into the cool range. Sure, he does have some better, but not many. Yeah, he does make the call, and I think it's the right call. Obviously, he's going to get the bad news. All of a sudden, Jeff, we got a little game on our hands. 9 plays 6 in the chip counts. Ivey limps in Jack 9 of clubs. Wykin checking Queen 8 of clubs on the button.
A lot of clubs. And
Hello.
wow, I was just going to say, it's almost
Hello.
impossible to see club
Oh.
over club, but this is a
Double gut shot for Wykin with the better
crazy
flush
spot.
draw. Phil pair and flush draw.
wow. This is spelling a lot of trouble for potentially Phil. A really good card though. Look, he jumps into the lead now all of a sudden.
Right, Brit comes means his jack's still good. Remember, guys, flush beats a full house in this game. If this comes a club, we're still going to see carnage.
Wow.
Well, we're not seeing carnage, we're seeing a queen. So Wykin takes the narrowest of leads, queens and tens.
Phil
That had
Ivey.
all the making, Jeff,
Yeah.
for a big pot.
And Phil's actually, it's interesting enough that he's going to bet. This is not.
Right.
Both don't like these runouts, but with
bet
Queen
pot as
8,
well.
this is a great bet, and this is actually, you know, if you're watching at home, you see the runout, you go, oh man, it's been unlucky, or Phil's gonna end up losing this hand. But you know, it's like if you're Wyking Young,
Right.
what are you gonna do? You got a queen, you beat like nothing.
Right. And it makes sense. Phil can definitely have hands like King 10 and Queen 10. One with full house, one's a straight. He can have King Jack.
Yeah.
And he's been limping all his hands, so he can still have aces. He can still have Ace King. Here we go. Ivey on the button. Wykin limping in with the aces. Unfortunately for him, Phil with just Jack 9 offsuit is going to check it back. And, well, some potential action. Top set for Wykin. He comes betting out. Phil with a gut shot draw. And he's 7 gives him the wheel.
Yeah. It's going to call. I mean, it's going to be hard to get paid on a 4-liner anyway, but against, I mean, top set, though. And there's a house. That is going to lock it up.
And if you're white king, you've got all the aces in your hand. You bet the flop. Your opponent calls. Good chance they got an 8.
Yep. It's definitely a reasonable hand to have.
Certainly worthy one to check in now because Phil can take off some of those bluffs and Phil can rep an 8. Here we go.
Does go small, and no reason to raise. I think this is just going to be a check call, check situation.
Right, but the bet size here from Phil 300. He's setting up. He can fire a second barrel on. Well, that might even be a card he does it on. Obviously, he knows his jack's not really got any showdown value. Oh, and he does just give it up.
Like, for example, Kerry Katz got, what, 4th? Or did he get 3rd? He got 4th? Oh,
He
4th.
got
Green.
4th, yeah.
So,
Sam was out in
you know, in a spot like that where you're short and there's 7 left and you end up getting 4th, you may actually be more like, all right, you're like, I did pretty well for the
Right.
situation. If you get 2nd, though, you're always just like, oh. Especially if you're not, if it's, like, close. If it's not a dominatingly.
When Wykin started this heads-up battle, he was happy to be down to the last 2. Now he's built up his stack. He's thinking about winning it.
Yeah.
Phil, well, having had such a huge stack with 5 left, anything less than first would feel like a failure.
Phil.
Even starting the heads-up, right? He had 11 to 3 lead, 11.5 to 3.5.
And look at this. I mean, this is barreling into Wykin Yong's top pair here. And if you're Wykin Yong, this is a. I mean, look at that. They're close. And this is going to be for the chip lead, this pot. And if Phil doesn't keep betting or improve, he is going to be an underdog. And that was a bet he was looking to take down. He gets called here and thinking about what things he can do. And this card in particular, I would imagine, favors Wykin Yong's range a lot, right? If you're Phil, you're not betting so many 10s necessarily. And Wykin Yong's definitely going to check call a lot of 10s, especially 10 with backup. So if you're Phil, you may shut down here, realizing too, well, you may, but then you may just reach for a big stack of blue.
I'm with you. This feels like a shutdown card, but.
And, you know, again, Wykin Yong not going to be thrilled to see this bet, although I think your hand was too good to go away. But look at the bluffs. Is Phil going to be bluffing the King-Jack, Jack-9? You know, you wouldn't maybe think just some 6Xs are going for bluffs here, but.
On the flip side, Jeff, I'm just talking about how both players have been playing fairly passive post. We haven't seen too much action. Maybe Phil deciding, right, let's throw something out there.
And now if you're Wykin Yong, you kind of realize if you were behind Queen-King or Ace-Queen, maybe this opponent wouldn't just keep betting here. So it's sort of really polarizing to a 10 or not.
And King on the river, not a card that either player want to see.
But a Jack here for him is a key card too, because he knows that, you know, the Jack-9 that's a straight or somehow Ace-Jack, if he was betting and barreling off a gut shot, which maybe like spades, he has no spade in his hand, like that would be one of the few. You know, it's less likely his opponent has a straight now with the Jack, so it's very interesting.
At the same time, though, Phil can obviously have aces, he can have kings. He can still have something like King-Jack. Wow.
Whoa, it's going to work. It's
Wow.
got to work. That looked like the full. I mean, how could it be such a sick call? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
this is
he has the worst hand he's ever going to get to the river with here. He can't
unbelievable stuff. I mean, just like that, it was a river. What a follow through.
There we go.
Man.
Phil Ivey's had enough.
He had a plan.
All in.
Phil moves all in with Queen Jack, Wykin will call Ace Jack.
Oh, here we go.
As you see, 60 to 35.
For 2 million, right?
2.6.
5, 2.6.
Oh, I didn't know you had that much.
Yeah.
Still.
Phil with a chance to win it though, Jeff. Right here, right now.
Yeah. Queen Jack seems dangerous here. You know, Ace Jack in the lead, but not by a ton. Make a lot of straights, and of course the Queen around. And pretty good flop for Wykin.
Right, an 8 for a chop.
For me, yes.
Jack for a chop. Queen for the win for Phil.
10, 9.
Ace.
Ace it is.
How much is it?
Phil asking for hopeful cards, and Wykin just shut it down and said, look, how about an ace? There it is.
We go back to a 2-1 lead for Phil.
Oh, these are 2 premiums in this game, obviously. Aces and Jack-10 plays well, and see what...
All in.
Oh,
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Wykin rips it
There's
in.
not many hands you have to say what you're doing. Yeah, he said have a
Damn,
pair. Yeah.
So
This
Phil,
is,
65-35. That's all it is. Aces versus Jack 10.
Yeah, let's say there's maybe one hand where you don't have to verbalize for sure what to do, but
And as you
Okay,
say,
I'm
Jeff,
good against
one double
you,
up
Phil.
switches all
Oh,
around.
man, don't-
Wykin could take a 10-5
Okay, I was
lead
very
if he
good
wins
against
this
you.
pot.
I felt this.
oh my goodness.
My
Come
word. 10-10-9. Grin appears all over Wykin's face. Phil,
What'd you say? Ace on the turn, right?
he's
Remember that?
sick.
I don't remember that. Nothing that ever happened.
Mike and Young, that was still jumbled in there. And no straight
Wow.
options there for the wheel. It's got to be an ace or an ace only, or we're going to be flip-flopping here. Look at that, Phil Ivey.
Well, for the first time, Jeff, Wykin Yong has the lead in the heads up.
Well, last one in the tournament, currently first of 2.
Check.
It's literally the same. The box just changed with the upper left corner. And as we have it, it'll be someone either Wykin Yong out of Malaysia or Phil Ivey's going to grab this title in the 50K. There's still more short deck tournaments, one more at least this week, and then the 100K main event going on right now, or the 100K no limit.
Right.
And not the main event. The 250K is the main event. That starts Friday, but plenty more action we'll be covering. Also on Party Poker TV on their YouTube channel. If you are not able to watch the whole thing and you want to go back and see some of the highlights, they are producing highlights of each of these tournaments. You guys can see the best of the best battle it out. Get to see who maneuvers through these action-packed, high prize pool final tables.
And, well, Ivey digging a deeper hole for himself here. 2.4 million chip pop. Yeah, 3.9 million back and just ace high. Well, a pair of sixes now. But is he ramping it up? Is he going to go for it, Jeff?
Looks that way. And that looks like the fold face. Nicely executed hand.
Yeah, he seems to have a... It appears to me that he's got Wykin believing he's not really bluffing in these spots.
Pip behind, but the suited Jack 10 still Phil is a lot of splits here.
Phil's going to 3x this time on the button.
Interesting though, this is a hand that Wykin Young's probably going to want to see some cards with.
Yeah, for sure. He's continuing here.
See at least 3.
Top 2 for Phil, open ender, and second pair for Wykin.
This is a collision.
All in.
Wow.
Call.
Snap call. I mean, he's still got some outs here.
Yeah, just like before, a 2-to-1 dog is Wykin. Can he run down the goat once more? If he does, he will be the 50K short deck champion.
A queen would be nice.
Phil asking for a card.
Phil
that
wants it
kills him.
over on the turn.
Set, right?
King or an 8. Those are the cards Wykin wants to see. There it is, king on the turn.
Like,
Just a queen or jack for Phil. Otherwise,
enjoying this?
Pretty much.
Wykin will be the winner.
This is my lucky dealer, though.
He says
Phil
it.
calling out all the stops.
Oh,
Well, not to be. Wykin came into this heads-up battle with just over 3 million in chips and leaves it
So good against you.
with the title and first
Sorry?
prize money. Jeff,
I'm glad to take it.
wow.
lot
Sorry, but I'm
to
glad
say.
take it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Wykin Young, first in, last out. There he is, getting Ivan Liao love right there.